welcome to episode 2 of the engine build. Today we're going to do some cleaning, some disassembly of the head and a few other things. So you're probably wondering, I've got, this is the rear main cover seal at the moment. It's just, all covered in crud, really. Oil, grease and sand and dust, all the good stuff. So what I do is I'll get these, all the engine components, the cylinder head, the block, the sump, oil pickup, everything gets a mad clean. Now how I do that, I use a wire brush or a parts cleaning brush. Probably on certain things you can use the wire brush, and other things you can use this to be a little bit better. For example, the block on the outside, I give it all a good wire brush to get rid of any rust and built up dirt, things like that. I bulk buy the degreaser. It's empty now because I've just used it all. I'll use a spray bottle, spray everything down, just give it all a good hit. You can also use your gurney or pressure washer with a foam gun, which is quite a good idea. I did this to start with, so I gave everything a foam gun, gurneyed it, then I went through with the parts brush, cleaned everything again, and then gurneyed again, and then I'll follow up at the end, go through and probably give it a third wash, and then give everything a CRC or WD-40, whatever you've got, anything that is a water dispersant, and you basically air blower in one hand, blowing everything off, and then CRC with the other hand, just to make sure that nothing rusts. We're going to pull the head apart anyway, so any bolt holes, blow them all out, CRC or WD-40, make sure everything's covered, and pack it away nice and dry out of the weather. Anyway, let's do it. Let's get.
I begin to
Just quickly, I do apologise, my camera overheated in the sun, so you didn't actually get to see me gurney the parts, which is not a big deal, but basically degrease everything, brush everything down as you would have seen me do, and then just gurney it all off and then blow it out with the air compressor. Guys, we're at the stage now. I've given everything a really good gurney. I degreased everything, brushed it all, you would have seen with the wire brush. I'm keeping the gears off these, so I'm going to pull them off, throw these away. Like your engine, well, that's actually a gearbox mount. You can see how good the rear main cover came up. The valve covers never really tend to come up too good. You can wire brush them for days, sand them for days, and they just never come up because it's a cast. Same as the timing cover and the head and that. There is guys out there who will sand them all down with a little Dremel and polish them all up, and that's just not my thing. It's too much maintenance. So anyway, I've still got to pull a fair bit of this apart. So I've got to take all the valves out of here. I've got to clean inside the ports, so I'll do that. I've also got to take the oil pump housing off. I'm going to take the water pump off. The thermostat housing in here. I'm going to pull that all apart, clean it all. This is a full drive oil pickup, if any of you guys would have noticed. Andrew uses these for certain things, so we modify them to make them work with other sumps and stuff like that, for KE conversions and stuff like that. Oil filter housing, I've still got to take the filter off and give it all the clean inside, but you basically get the gist of it. Now I'm just going to put it back on the time lapse and you can watch me strip everything down. Yeah. Anyway. Alright guys, so it's been a bit of a long ride and I'm trying to film as much and show you guys as much as I can with disassembling the head. disassembling the oil pump. The oil pump's actually in really good condition, so I'm going to check the tolerances on that and probably reuse it. If it's good, it looks really good. So new water pump, new thermostat. Not sure about what these valves. Some of them are actually really burnt. They can be cleaned up and reused if they're okay. So I've still got to clean them up, which basically just put them in the drill press, get some. You could use a range of things, but best is probably some wet and dry sandpaper with a bit of WD-40 or some just some water depressant, and just clean them back up so they're nice and shiny again, and you can actually see all the surface around the top of the valve where it seats, all in there, and the underside as well. Just give it all a good clean, and then when you take it to your cylinder head guy, in our instance, when we take it to Jason, he'll check them all, and also probably redo these seats because they're pretty buggered. Now there's a lot of pitting in the seats. There's also a fair bit of burnness, so it's actually probably been running like a bit of a hairy dog. So there's probably a few reasons for that, but as you would have seen in the first video, the oil build-up in this engine was terrible and this thing was disgusting, so I had to do a lot of cleaning to just get it so I could, start looking at things. So the valve covers come up really good. That's a 2-wheel drive sump off another car. The oil housings come up quite good, so that should be good to reuse. Like I was saying, the oil pump's good. New thermostat, new water pump, and I'm going to send the block down to get measured. I don't have the tools to do it. I have the cylinder head stuff to pull the cylinder head apart, but measuring a bore is a bit of a specialty thing. Even the line bore here, it has to be all measured and the clearances have to be perfect. So hoping that the actual bore isn't too ovaled from the piston, because everyone thinks that a piston goes up and down, but it actually sort of swivels side to side. It's just the slightest. So I have to get them. So I have to get a set of pistons, take them down to the machine shop. Machine shop will measure them up with the right tolerances and bore them. Hopefully they're not too oval, and we can probably just use a standard size piston. Hopefully, the rest of it's still got to be checked over. A balance shaft delete's got to be put in. A few other things, so I'll be chatting to the boys at Golby's to hook us up with some parts. And that's about it at this stage. So the next stage is the machine shop and also porting the head. So I'm going to get my cams as well probably soon, and test. I want to clean up these ports first, just at least clean them, and then I might actually port this head, and I'll take down the other head as it is, and then we'll open up the valve at the right height and check the flow between a ported head and a non-ported head. Both sides, intake and exhaust. We'll probably do one, do like a stage 3 port on this one, stage 2, and then just a tidy up on that one, just to show you the difference, the flow characteristics of it. And anyway guys, thanks for tuning in, and if you could please subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's pack all this up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.